Hello everybody and welcome back to Dragon Wing Diamonds. I am here today with a WIP in chat. WIP stands for Work in Progress, and chat, I'm going to just talk to you about my week. This week I am working on Bubble Bubble Chocolate Trouble, and I'm actually almost done with this. I just have these 2 to go and then one last row up here. If things go well today, I might be able to push a finish on this one today, but we'll see. The whole entire top is all color blocking, so it makes it nice and easy. So what I am using, I have my cat-proof diamond painting tray in the Galaxy Black color. This is the Lean Boy. I am using my new pen that I got for my birthday from my good friend Stealthy Crafter. This is an Enabler's Outpost pen. I'm also using this cute little Cover Mind Drizzle Dragon one that Stealthy also got me for my birthday. This is from Mad Hatter, I believe it is. I have to look it up. But yeah, I'll make sure that will be posted down below. I'm using a trash minder from Mermaid Cavern. I have this adorable cauldron and Halloweeny washi tape from Amanda Michelle Designs. I am using Butterfly Effect Wares Apple Pie Dot Dot Putty, and then I'm using Snicker Bar Cappuccino Glue Dots from Oh Snap Crafters Cafe. And then of course I'm using my Art Dot storage container. So that should be everything I'm using. Let's jump in here. I will say it's kind of funny because I'm working on this one alongside a newer DAC kit that is rounds. So it's got the new sparkly, shiny, faceted rounds, and you can see a difference. You can see a major difference. So yeah, just bear with me a little bit as I go through this. I did just wake up. Today was the boys' first day of school, so we got up at 7:30 and did the back to school thing. Their mom came over and everything, and Sydney, of course, got up at that point too because everybody else was up, so we're like, okay. But it was my day to sleep in, so once the boys were on the bus and their mom left, we basically came inside and I just was like, okay, good night. And we came back upstairs and went to sleep. So I slept a little bit longer, and yeah, now I'm just waking up. I just made my coffee and I'm going to talk to you guys. So yeah, that's why this one's gonna be titled Back to School Part 2, because the boys are officially back to school. We definitely had some issues with Alex this week because, you know, he keeps focusing on the negative points of being back to school, and I'm like, it's gonna ruin your day if you keep thinking of it like that. And so we're like, think of positives, like you get to see your friends. He didn't get to spend much time with his teacher last year because she had a baby, and a substitute teacher came in. But of course, you know, he was all upset because his math teacher was moving to a different school. But it turns out the sub that he really liked is taking over for that math teacher. So I was like, you know, that's good news, bud. Like, that's something to look forward to. You're going to still be able to see your old teacher and stuff like that. So I was trying to get him to focus on the positives last night, and, you know, I was hoping that would just help calm him down a little bit, you know. But yeah, and then of course he was like, I don't like waking up early, and it's like, you would have been up by this point anyways, even if we didn't wake you up, so nice try. The kid doesn't ever sleep in. I think maybe like once or twice he slept in, but that was like on the day he came back from his mom's house. And of course, why is Sydney refusing her nap? She's been up since 7. Okay, excuse me. So yeah, I filmed on Wednesday last week. So that lines up from the bed. I'm filming again on Wednesday this week just because my Tuesday got a little out of control for me. I had homework to get done, and even though I like planned out the time and everything for it, I miscalculated a little bit, so I had a little bit more to do than I anticipated, which means I still have a little tiny bit more to do before I go to class today. But it's okay. Just some reading stuff and, you know, articles and stuff. It's not even a novel reading, so it should ideally go quick once we get once we get there. Yeah, basically like talking about what the definition of literature is and what's considered as literature. And I mean, it would be an interesting read if the person didn't like try to throw so many large words in, being like, oh, well, there you go. So let's see, what did we do? yeah, Thursday was just basically an at-home day because my school schedule, I only have to go into the class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's not very really an issue. Oh yeah, I didn't even, yeah, Wednesday. So yeah, it was kind of funny. So we all predicted this was coming, but my teacher actually switched our classrooms that we were in because the first classroom we were in had these big, huge, like convention style desks, I get, or like conference room style desks. That's what I'm looking for, not convention. I was thinking panels from conventions. Oh my goodness. But yeah, they have these big conference style desks and stuff like that, and she likes to have us work in a circle so that way we're like bouncing ideas off of each other instead of like somebody behind you answering a question and then stuff like that. So she thinks it's like more intimate that way, and I would definitely agree. So we got an email saying like room change effective immediately, and we moved to one of the rooms that have like the swivel desks that are easier to move and everything like that. I should probably have to go lay her back down. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go resettle my child. Okay. Hopefully that makes her settle. Did a little nose stroke to close her eyes a little bit, make her sleepy. Works every time. So yeah. Yeah, we ended up switching classrooms, and so now we can sit in like better desk formation or better circles and stuff like that. So that went into effect on Wednesday this week, or no? Yeah, it did go into effect Wednesday this week, not last, or no, Monday. Wait. Okay, so I did Monday, Wednesday. Okay, that went into effect on Friday. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, what life is this? Okay. So I need to get myself back on track here. Oh yeah, so that happened on Friday's class, because yeah, we did 2 days with the long desks, and then Friday we're like, oh no, we're switching classrooms. And so we're like, okay, cool. And we're like, yeah, we figured this was going to happen because, you know, moving these giant desks around to sit in a circle formation is like annoying. And we figured like the teacher wouldn't want to continue to do that and stuff like that. So yeah, we first day in that new class was pretty good, or that new room was pretty good. And that was funny too, because it's like, we were talking about Charlotte Temple, because we finished that up last week. And basically, the way my teacher, like, she was really funny. She was like, I don't know if this is the proper name for it, because I've never been part of a book club, but we're going to do, like, a book club discussion on the book. And, like, it was just basically us talking about, like, our thoughts and feelings on the book and stuff like that. And so I was in a group with a couple of people that I haven't had class with before, but, I mean, they seem pretty cool. And so, yeah, we were discussing our thoughts, and, like, we all had very similar opinions and stuff like that. And then she did, like, another guided conversation, or, like, made us do a guided conversation where we talked about, like, you know, literature class aspects of it and stuff like that. And then, like, basically comparing and contrasting the difference between the two different types of discussions we had. And it was interesting because it's like, yeah, the book club discussion was definitely more, like, more passionate because, you know, we were able to talk about what we thought of the book, whereas we were guided in the second one with questions to be like, okay, all right, what do we do here? And then she's like, I'm not sure this is actually, like, I can do a book club and stuff like that. I was like, well, actually, I was part of a book club this summer, and from the discussion we had, yes, it is definitely the same thing. So that was pretty funny. Yeah. So that color. This kit is so adorable and it's definitely getting me in the fall spirit. We were talking to the boys last night about, like, what kind of fall related things they wanted to do, and of course, like, the first thing Alex said was like, oh, I want to go to Hungry Hollow, and then we're like, oh, because the place is under construction right now, so we were telling them, like, well, we can't do that, unfortunately. We don't know when we'll be able to do that again. And then he seemed like he was getting upset because he's like, I don't want it to be under construction. I was like, well, it has to be. Like, the house is going to fall down if we don't, if they don't fix it. Yeah, Alex is one of those kids who is very particular about things staying exactly so, and when there's change, he's not a fan of it. But we're trying to get him to understand, like, there are some instances where it's unavoidable and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, I digress. Okay, so that was class on Friday. Oh yeah, and then I had to run to the bookstore on Friday because I have 2 classes. I got the books for my first class, and then I didn't get the books for the second class yet because I was like, well, I'm gonna wait and see if she actually wants us to use these books, because it's happened before where I've had a class like this and it's like, oh, these are required to materials, but then it's like, oh, but you can read those on your own time if you want. And it's like, okay, I don't have my own time to read, usually. Well, when I do have my own time to read, I want to read my books. So I was waiting to see if we actually needed the books, and it turns out we do, because she has us read chapters for the week and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, well, I need to get these books. So I ordered them through the bookstore, and then they were available on Friday for pickup. So we went over there after class and grabbed them. And of course, you know, everybody was like oogling Sydney because she's just the cutest little thing ever. And like she was just like pointing and saying da and stuff like that, and trying to grab all the stuff around me and everything like that. And then we got my 2 books and got on our way home. And then I had a nice long weekend this weekend. So yeah, I started school last week, was in school for a week, and already got a day off. So we had Labor Day off, which was nice, because that is one of the days I actually do have classes, so I actually have to take advantage of it. So yeah. So yeah, I got home Friday, and then we realized, like, okay, on weeks we have the boys when they're in school, we aren't going to be able to dally at all at the college, because like my class gets out at 3:20 and the boys' bus gets home at 4. It takes half an hour to get here, so we're like, we'll be pushing it if I dally too much at college. So I have to keep that in mind, especially like today. Like one of my friends is in my class, so like me and her, just like when we leave, we just chat. And you know, last week we kind of stood there and chatted a bit because, you know, we hadn't really talked much this summer because we both had pretty busy summers. So yeah, we were catching up and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, I gotta go. And she's like, yeah, I gotta go to work too anyways. And it's like, oh yeah. So yeah, long weekend. So Saturday, we're like, okay, we're just gonna relax. Like we planned nothing for this weekend because it's like, yeah, we just wanted a chill weekend. We haven't really had one in a while, so it's like, yeah, let's just not do anything. And so like basically I diamond painted. I got a lot of this done on Saturday. I was supposed to stream, but then I decided against it just because I was so worn out from the week. Yeah, my Twitch streams I've decided to drop down to just Saturdays at this point because I can't. I can't handle it twice a week right now with school and everything. Cause like I have a lot of reading to do and a lot of homework, and I need to focus on school. So I want to focus on school and YouTube. So Twitch is gonna kind of, you know, just relax a little bit. So yeah, actually now that I think about it, I'm close to a payout. Woo! I will say though, I was tortured this weekend when we had Jade's 2-year anniversary sale with buy one get one 50% off, and then Diamond Art Club with their Labor Day sale with buy one get one 50% off. So like I was trying to decide like which sale I wanted to do, because I obviously couldn't do both because, you know, my account's a little low right now, but I have money coming from a loan here shortly. But, you know, I was like, which sale do I take advantage of? And then DAC put out that adorable little pumpkin dragon by Stanley Morrison, and I was like, that one. So yeah, I chose to go with the DAC sale because, you know, I needed that little pumpkin dragon. He is just the cutest thing ever, and like that is going to be an immediate kit up once it gets here. So I got Pumpkin Dragon, and then I also got Morgan, that Michaelina that dropped a couple weeks ago that I was like absolutely in love with. I watched Stealthy unbox it, and I'm like, oh, I wish I got this. So I did. I took advantage of the sale and got one of the more pricier painting, or a couple of pricier paintings, so that way I could, you know, take advantage, you know. And so I did that on Saturday with the drops and stuff like that. And then I've been wanting a Halloween tray, because this is the closest I have to a Halloween tray right now, just black tray. So I was like, man, I really want a Halloween tray. And then Bijou Bliss dropped their Draws and Chills tray, and then they also dropped a pumpkin tray on top of it. And I'm like, oh, I need that. So I got the pumpkin tray. I got like the orange and green pumpkin, and then the tray itself is going to be like a sparkly black color. So I'm very excited about that one. I can't wait to get my hands on it. And then Galloway's Gallery is one of the sponsors for Draws and Chills, and they had a coupon code. So I was like, well, I could use some cover minders too, right? So I also got some cover minders. I did a total shopping spree this weekend, which I haven't done in a while, so I figured it was overdue. So yeah, I got 3 pumpkin cover minders. I got the tray and those 2 diamond paintings. And then I'm like sitting there hemming and hawing over the jade sale, and I'm like, I really want to take advantage of this, because, you know, it's not very often like a sale like this comes along. And so like I was talking to my fiance about it, and he's like, well, like if you want to, you can get it, or I mean, if you want to, you can. You do have the money coming and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, but I shouldn't be spending the money and stuff like that. And then I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take advantage of it. So I got 2 paintings from Jade. One second. Frog in my throat. Excuse me. So yeah, I got 2 paintings from Jade as well. So I was like, okay, I think I'm done shopping for a while. And then after doing all that, I was like, man, I feel kind of guilty. So I went and like perused like jobs at my college and stuff like that to see if like there was anything I could get myself into. And there's like a tutoring position, or there was a writing tutor position listed, so I applied for it, and then I've already gotten an email back saying, sorry, we're full up this year, but if anything happens, we'll let you know. So yeah, I was kind of bummed about that. Like, it would have been nice if I could have made some sort of money this semester with tutoring and stuff, but yeah, unfortunately looks like it's not going to happen, at least not right now, but we'll see. And I'm really looking forward to the semester being done. Like, I'm enjoying the classes and stuff like that, but I'm looking forward to the semester being done so I can actually like say I have my bachelor's degree and start hopefully getting some like interviews and stuff. Because I am not cut out to be a stay-at-home mom. I won't lie. It's very hard. Power to the women who can do it. Like yeah, you are impressive people if you are able to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm not very good at it. I'm good at sitting on my butt and diamond painting. So that's about it. So yeah, I took advantage of Labor Day sales this weekend. I did a lot of diamond painting this weekend. We just kind of had a chill weekend. And it was funny too, because it's like all weekend long I'm like, I'm gonna work on my cross stitch conversion, but then this kit keeps pulling me back in, and I'm just like, no, I kind of want to finish this, because the goal right now is to have this finished before Pumpkin Dragon gets here. And it's shipped. Pumpkin Dragon has shipped. I just don't know. I don't have a arrival time yet. But if I had to guess, I'm probably going to get it next Tuesday. Because that seems to be the norm with stuff coming from DAC. It was funny because at first I was excited they switched from Amazon. Or not. Oh my god. They switched from UPS to FedEx. And then like that first package I got with the FedEx order, I was just like, and it's like, oh yeah, it's going to be here on this day. I'm like, oh good, yay. And then it's like, sorry, I got delayed. Now it's going to be here like the same time that UPS would have delivered it. It's like, oh. So at least UPS wouldn't have gotten my hopes up. So yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. So yeah. Brain's just like, not gonna work anymore. Okay, so yeah, that was, yeah, so basically most of the weekend I spent doing that. We did have a little situation with Sydney this weekend that kind of freaked me out a little bit. So I've been wanting to like go through my closet and like, there's a bunch of stuff in there that A, doesn't fit me anymore, and B, there's a bunch of stuff that just I won't wear anymore. And so I'm going through and like I started going through and like pulling stuff out and throwing it into a bag. And so I started doing that. I can't remember if this was Sunday or Monday. I think it was Monday. It was on Labor Day. Yeah, 'cause yesterday we were keeping an eye on her. But yeah, so I was upstairs doing that, and then all of a sudden I heard this thunk, and then I heard it like cry. Like there was a pause first, and then crying. Because whenever Sydney gets hurt, she holds her breath in a scream, and then just like lets it all out and stuff like that. So like that's basically what happened. So basically in like an instant, like my fiance was playing with her and stuff like that. She stood up on the edge of the couch and proceeded to fall off the edge of the couch, and he was not able to catch her. So she ended up falling and clunking her head on the floor. And she's got a nice little bump on the back of her head right now. And so we've been basically keeping an eye on her for concussion, which it does not appear that she has one, thankfully. Thankfully, girl's got thick bones like her mom. So yeah, that happened this weekend, and you know, like after that happened, I was like, well, this project is on hold because I'm gonna be like, I'm watching my child all day. And then like I also was just like keeping a close eye on her at night and stuff like that. Like I had the volume on the monitor on for once, because we usually don't turn it on because she always makes a lot of noise in her sleep. But that night I had the monitor volume on, and I was keeping a close eye on her and stuff like that just to make sure everything was fine. So yeah, thankfully she's okay. Just a little minor bump on her head, and she bounced back from it pretty okay, and yeah, she's doing good. And she's back to climbing up on the couch again, so you know, she's gonna give mom a heart attack again. Yeah, and then been trying to get her to say mama or mommy and stuff like that, because like she says daddy sometimes, so it's like, okay, now it's time to say mommy. And then like when I was trying to do that the other day, I'm like, can you say mommy? And she just starts going tickle, tickle, tickle. It's like, girl, mommy, not tickle. But I think we've done that so much now, it's like, oh, can you say tickle? Because, you know, that's her first word, so we're like, oh, let's say it. And we're trying to get a video of it for my mom and stuff like that. So since we were doing that so much, I think she just associates with can you say, and then immediately thinks tickle is the right answer. And then, oh my god, I got so excited, and this is so silly, but Sydney loves watching Blue's Clues and You, the newer version of Blue's Clues, which it's just as good as the one from the 90s. Like, I watched the one in the 90s when I was a kid, and I absolutely loved that show. And it's exciting that Sydney absolutely loves the new Blue's Clues, because it's like, oh, something we share. But, yeah, we're like, okay, so I started playing the Blue's Clues and You over again, because it's like, okay, when we get to the end of the show, it's kind of hard to find another one for her, because she's kind of particular. Like, she doesn't like shows unless there's like singing in it and stuff like that. And I think we've like cycled through a lot of the decent ones and stuff like that, the ones that aren't going to drive us crazy. And we did try Bluey with her, but it's just a little outside of her age range right now. She didn't really pay much attention to it. So hopefully in a few more months she'll be into that. But yeah, so we're like, okay, so we're going through Blue's Clues and You again. I'm like, and then we're like talking about it, like, wait, are there going to be new seasons of this? Because like as of the moment that we were watching or talking about it, as far as we were aware, there's only 2 seasons on Paramount Plus. And so my fiance like Googled it and stuff like that. And he's like, oh wait, it says there's 4 seasons right now. And then he was looking, I was like, oh wait, no, only 3 on Paramount Plus, but 1's airing right now. I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, wait, there's another one on Paramount Plus. And so I like popped out of the episode and like scrolled through, and sure enough, there was another episode, or there was another season there. And then I was even more excited because the first episode was our new neighbor Periwinkle, and I was like, they brought Periwinkle in, because I was like so upset. I'm like, why did they leave Periwinkle out? They left out Periwinkle and Green Puppy. I'm like, this is a disservice. Like, these 2 need to be in the show. And then they brought Periwinkle in at least, so I got really excited about that. And then I was just like sitting there, I'm like, did I just get more excited about this than Sydney did? Like, am I that person? Yes, I am. But I mean, it's one of the kids shows. It's actually pretty tolerable, so I was like, yeah. And she absolutely loves it. Like anytime the theme song comes on, she rushes over to the couch and like she'll stick her butt out and like back up into the couch and then like lean against it, and then she'll dance to the theme song. It's just so cute. And it's the only show that she'll actually like stop and like focus on for a little bit at a time. Okay, I'm gonna take another sip. So yeah. So yeah, I got really excited about that. Hopefully they get the 4th season up, because like we're already powering through the 3rd season. Like we've already gone through it twice, and we're on the 3rd watch through of it, just because, I mean, we're just watching that last season. I mean, probably could watch the whole show over again too. Just, it's her favorite show, so we're like, yeah, we kind of have to keep watching it. So give us more. And us sitting there like being like, wait a minute, there's a loophole here, why is this happening? It's like, oh wait, that's happening, that's why. Because we have all the Blue's Clues lore from the first season, like, because she watched through the Steve and Joe Blue's Clues. The Steve one is good, but the Joe one kind of got a little out of control. Because I like the puppet Blue's Playroom thing afterwards, and just it just did not work. So yeah. But yeah, baby girl is okay, thankfully. My mom anxiety has calmed down finally. Oh yeah, and then with the holiday, we didn't get the boys back on Sunday this week. We got them back on Monday because they spent Labor Day with their mom. And they went up to like their grandparents' cottage and stuff like that, and had an awesome weekend before school started and everything. Which they did like tubing and a lot of fun stuff like that. And then they came home on Monday, or came back to us on Monday. And it was late, and then like earlier in the day the neighbor texted and was like, hey, are the boys coming back today? And we're like, yeah, we don't pick them up until like 6 though. And then after responding that, we like talked it over and we're like, well, do we want to let them do like a late bedtime tonight, so that way they can go outside and play with the girls and stuff like that? And so they're like, so my fiance's like, yeah, we can do that. So I texted the neighbor and I was like, yeah, so once we're done with dinner and stuff like that, we can send them out to play with the girls, and we'll just do a late bedtime. And then she's like, okay, cool. Would they be interested in like doing strawberry shortcake and s'mores? And I'm like, oh, I highly doubt they're gonna say no to that. So yeah, boys got back here, we did dinner, and then after dinner, Alex got really upset because he had a therapy appointment the week before, like the week he was with his mom and stuff like that, and like he talked over some things, and like he wanted to bring it up to us, but he didn't know how to, so he got really upset about it. And like when we sat down and started talking, or yeah, we sat down and started talking to us about this stuff. Once we got through it all, we told him, like, look, you do not need to be afraid to tell us anything. Like, we are open door. Like, if something's bugging you, we can, like, we need to know something's going on in order for us to change our behaviors and stuff like that. If there's something we're doing that you don't like, then let us know and we will adjust and correct and stuff like that. And so I got overly stressed about having to talk, or wanting to talk to us about this stuff. And so we're like, there's no reason to be stressed. We had a very calm adult conversation. Like, it was a very, yeah, it was a good conversation. And we kind of showed him, like, see, you can literally tell us anything. Like, we're fine. We're fine with that. And so we got through that, and, like, of course, after that, he was all upset, and he's like, well, I don't want to go outside for too long and stuff like that. It's like, dude, once you're out there, you're gonna forget everything. And then also on top of it, like, we don't know what the girls' schedule is after school this week, or this year in general, because last year they did, like, an after-school thing where they didn't get home till, like, 6, so I still need to text Anastasia and talk to her about schedules. But yeah, we're like, no, go out and enjoy go out and have some fun. They invited you guys to have some dessert and stuff like that, so it's gonna be a good time. And then sure enough, once they were outside, they were having a blast. I got some fun pictures of all of them and the s'mores and stuff like that. Drake tried strawberry shortcake for the first time, which we knew he would love because he loves strawberries. And it's like, yeah, strawberry shortcake is just like cake and strawberries doused in sugar. Like, it's like the perfect meal. Perfect dessert. And sure enough, yeah, he came back. He's like, oh, I like strawberry shortcake. And it's like, good. I figured you would. So yeah, they had a blast with the girls. They had a nice little back to school playtime and stuff like that. And then, yep, got them in, did all of our bedtimes and stuff. And, like, we were expecting some emotion some point this week because, like I said, Alex has been very stressed about going back to school and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, we were expecting some sort of, like, bedtime tears or something like that, but we actually didn't get it. Like, like I said, we laid the boys down late that night. I think they went to sleep about 9 instead of 8:30, which is their norm. And they went straight to sleep, like, zonked right out. So we're like, okay, works for us. Yeah, so they went to sleep, and then I was like, I'm gonna work on my cross-stitch conversion tonight, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna work on this one tonight, because, like, I can sit over on the couch with my tray table with this. So that's what I've been doing. Like, I've been just chilling over on the couch and diamond painting, and that way I'm closer to him, my fiance, while he's playing his games and stuff like that. Well, I think that was the night he had a migraine. So he ended up laying on the couch with me, which I had to tell him personal space a couple of times because he kept, like, moving over, and every time he, like, moved over, like, too close to me, my tray table would be like this. Oh, you didn't see that. This. This. There we go. So I had to keep telling him to scooch back over. So yeah, that was Monday, and then Tuesday the boys requested to have a relaxing day at home, which we gave them. Minus, like, the fact that we had to go grocery shopping. The boys went with my fiance to go grocery shopping, and I stayed home with the baby. But it was just ridiculous because Alex is the one who requested having a nice quiet day at home, and we gave that to him, and then he was just bored, and he was, like, actually getting upset because he was bored, and it's like, I don't know what to do and stuff like that. And so it's like, okay, so we kind of bribed him. This was my fiance's idea, though. But he's like, well, we gotta go to the grocery store later, so when we go, we can, like, either get, like, a milkshake from McDonald's, or we get a Frosty or a McFlurry, or, like, some sort of sweet treat. And then we're like, and then he's like, so, but you have to behave, like, you have to, you know, we have to work on adjusting the attitude and stuff like that. And and just like, you know, trying to be in a better mood and stuff. And then like, we're explaining to him like, yeah, we know you're not looking forward to being back in school tomorrow, but don't let that ruin your last day of summer vacation. But once we offered the sweet treat and stuff like that, he perked right up and ended up just playing Breath of the Wild the rest of the evening and stuff like that. I actually ended up playing that past getting the reward too, so he's just like, so I think we had to knock him out of that. I'm upset that I have to go back to school tomorrow mode. So yeah, we got him cheered up there, and yeah, so he ended up getting a McFlurry. I think he got an Oreo McFlurry. I mean, the boys had theirs done before they got home. Drake got a Sprite because he's not really a big sweet tooth. Like he'll eat sweet stuff, but he's not a huge fan of it. So he just opted for a soda. And then my sweet treat was that I was brought home a pumpkin spice latte from Dunkin' Donuts. And I was like, heck yeah, because that was the only cup of coffee I drank yesterday, because I woke up with Sydney yesterday, and with the boys technically. So I was like supervising the three of them down here yesterday, and then when I was gonna lay down right after my fiance got up, but then I was like, well, I'll just wait till after lunch. And then we got to after lunch, and I was like, oh, I'm not tired yet. And then a little bit later, I was like, oh wait, never mind, I am tired. And then I was just sitting there, I'm like, but I was like stressing because it's like, okay, well, he still needs to get work done, so I should probably stay up so that way I can supervise Sydney so he can get his work done and stuff like that. And he's like, no, I already have almost like 5 hours credited. I only need like a little bit more, so you're good to lay down. I'm like, you sure? He's like, yes, I'm sure. I was like, okay. So I went upstairs and zonked out for like 2 hours, and then he came up and got me up, and then once he did, like, the three of them went to the store. But I didn't drink any coffee yet at that point in the morning, and oh my god, it's hot. How hot is it outside today? 82 already, jeez. Nice, okay. Sorry. I just realized how warm it is in here, because I don't have the air on, because it makes a lot of noise in the microphone and stuff. So, yeah. Managed to distract him from his sadness and stuff, and you know, the rest of the day he was awesome. He was pretty well behaved. Like, he was just continuing to play through Zelda and stuff like that. And then we got towards like the end of the night, and my fiance logged in to do his Genshin dailies, because today was a banner reset day, and it's a character he's trying to pull a constellation on. So basically, Genshin's a gacha game, so you use in-game currency called Primogems to pull for characters and stuff like that. And obviously if you pull more of the characters, you get better abilities on them and stuff like that. You can go all the way up to like a constellation 6 on them. So he was going for a constellation 2 of Zhongli, who is a 5-star. And so his banner is only up once in a while. And so he's saved so many wishes over the last like couple of points and stuff last couple of updates, and he had like over 100 pulls. And so he did that last night, and I just sat there and I watched as he pulled all of these, and he managed to get one of his Zhonglis. He needs one more though, and he's well into getting closer to another pull, because the more you pull on the banners, you'll like build up pity, and then once you get to I think it's 60, you're at soft pity, so like you get a slight increase to the chance of pulling it. And then once you get up to obviously the hard pity, which I think is like 70 or 80, something like that, then you get an even better chance of pulling it. But yeah, he just like, it was a lot of fun to watch him pull all those. And then I was like, oh, I should probably get back in and stuff like that. And, well, not get back in, but I had to do my events and stuff like that. So I did that last night too. And then that ended up like also taking over. Like, I was actually working on homework while doing Genshin stuff, because the articles I was reading ended up being a lot longer than I anticipated. Because I looked at like the page count and it was like, oh, it's only 9 pages. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. But then you get on there and some of these pages are double pages of writing, and it's like, oh wait, never mind, it's like 14 pages. Cool. So yeah, I have to finish reading that today because I got to a point last night, I'm like, I can't focus on this anymore. Plus, you know, we're dealing with some anxiety today because, you know, boy's mom was here to do the whole first day of school thing and everything, and like, it's very rare when we have an occurrence with her that doesn't end in someone yelling at somebody else because something happened, but thankfully it was actually pretty chill, so we had a lot of anxiety last night for no reason at all. But yeah, ended up going to bed late last night because I pushed through these 2 sections. Wanted to get that finished and so I could yeah, just want to get those 2 finished because I think these are like the most confetti left in the kit, so I was like, yeah, let's get that done so that way the rest of this is just like smooth sailing. So that ended up, you know, keeping us up until like almost 1, so I was like, well, I guess we're not reading tonight because we usually try to read before bed. And yeah, right now I'm reading Curse of Shadow and Bone. It's really good. Although I have to say there's a lot of typos in it. Their editing team needs to go through and redo that. But yeah, anyways. So yeah, we ended up going to bed late last night and then not being able to sleep because, like, at least with him, it's easier because he can just throw on an ASMR video because he's got ADHD, so he can just, like, focus on something else and then... What? Oh, I'm guessing she sent me temperature. And by she, I mean you, Stealthy. Train of thought? Yeah, so he's got ADHD, so it's easy for him to just like focus on something else and then hyper focus on it, and it helps him out. Me, on the other hand, I don't have that ability because like I have anxiety, so the thing that is causing me anxiety is the thing that's going to be the forefront of my mind. So I was struggling to fall asleep, so I like pulled up my Happy Color app and I just kind of like did some coloring on there just to like relax myself and stuff like that, and then I don't think I fell asleep until like 3:30 or something like that this morning, and then we had to get up at 7:30 to get the kids on the bus, so I was like, ugh. I did pretty good. I did not seem too grumpy, or at least I don't think I seemed too grumpy. But yeah, then it's funny too because we let the boys pick out their first day of school outfits, and like they both picked out matching shirts. Like I had no control on that. Like they chose their outfits. So I was like, okay, they're matching. Oh, I have more of these. Go back that way. Yeah, so they ended up picking out matching shirts, which is adorable. But yeah, then they got on their bus and went off to their first day of school. I meant to remind Drake this morning to get his friend Kenny's parents' phone numbers, but hopefully he remembers. Basically told him, like, because during the summer Alex had a bunch of play dates with his friends and stuff like that, and it's like, you know, Drake, we could be doing the same thing too for you if we had your friends' phone numbers. And so like that's like one of his goals this year is to make sure to get phone numbers so that way we can have play dates again next summer, or even throughout the school year, you know, but especially next summer when they're not going to be seeing each other for a couple months. But yeah, Drake has moved up to a new classroom. So the way their school works is like they're with a teacher for 2 years. And so Drake did his first and second grade years with his one teacher. And now he moves up to his next teacher, which is Alex's third grade teacher, or third and fourth grade teacher. So that is exciting. And I know Drake's really looking forward to it and stuff like that. And then Alex is with the same, well, kind of. Yeah, Alex is technically with the same teacher he had last year, but I know I mentioned earlier that she was on maternity leave for half the year last year, so he didn't really get a full year of working with her. But we really like this teacher because, unlike other teachers we've dealt with in the past, like Alex, he has a habit of not getting his schoolwork done. And so, like, we ran into issues with that, like, because, you know, it's like, in the past, like, I mean, I'm talking from what I was told about this because I wasn't around during that part, but in the past they'd be like behind on like crazy amount of assignments and stuff like that, and the teacher wouldn't let like my fiance or his ex-wife know until like it was a ridiculous time. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, he needs to do all this stuff. And it's like, well, why weren't we told when it was happening? You know, we could have corrected that. So the thing I like about this teacher is like when we ran into issues with him not getting his work done, her solution, so they have like, I think it's like Seesaw or something like that. Basically it's like a communication between parents and child and stuff like that. And then what Alex would have to do is he would put his homework, like any like schoolwork he didn't finish and stuff in there. So, and like both my fiance and his ex-wife have access to that, so that way they can pull it up and say, okay, you have to do this homework tonight. So that way it's like another like communication for us to let us know, like, yes, he's got this he needs to do, don't let him try to sneak out of it. So yeah. So yeah, this teacher has been really good with working with us and making sure like he keeps up on his schoolwork and stuff like that. So I know once he gets into like middle school and stuff like that, that's not going to happen anymore. So we got to get him, we're trying to get him in a good habit of just getting it done. Like I've been working with him in regards to coming home, getting your homework done immediately. That way you don't have to worry about it the rest of the night. Like, yeah. So that's what I've been working with him on. Like, I try to, like, lead by example, too. So, like, I show, like, the kids are always seeing me work on my homework. Like, there's no around it. Like, they got back here on Monday, and I was sitting at the table here with one of my class books, and I was reading and writing notes and stuff like that. So, the boys see me do homework, so I can lead by example, at least. But, yeah. Now they're off their first day of school, and yeah. And they were like, oh wait, we have Alex's ADHD meds that we have to get to the school and stuff like that. And so like, we asked their mom like, oh, are you heading home or are you heading to the office and stuff like that? She's like, no, I'm heading home first. And I was like, we're like, oh, so would you mind dropping this off at the school then? Save us a trip, you know, because she'd be passing by the school anyways on her way home. And she's like, oh yeah, I can do that. So yeah, she took that with her, so we didn't have to worry about it. And then of course Sydney was up and she watched her brothers get on the bus, and she's like staring after them like, wait, where are you going? And then I told her, I was like, don't worry, they'll be back later. So she's probably gonna get all excited when the evening bus or the afternoon bus comes. I know the afternoon bus driver, if it's the same person they had last year, is going to be very excited. Like, she always loves seeing Sydney and stuff like that. So when she sees her this year, she's probably gonna like be like, oh my god, she's grown so much. Be like, yeah, we can't even believe it ourselves. All these kids, oh my gosh. I was watching the boys play video games yesterday, and I'm just like noticing how freaking tall they are right now. It's like, you know, when I met you, you were not this tall. But they grow up like weeds, so yeah, it's just one of those moments where you're just like realizing just how much they grew over the summer. It's like, dang. Like, hopefully Drake's stuff still fits him. Like, I went through his Drake's drawers the other day and like pulled out stuff that was like too small for him and stuff like that, because, you know, the kid doesn't need to be wearing like clothes that are too tight for him for bed and stuff like that. So finally like, I've been wanting to do this for like weeks, but like I keep forgetting because I'm not sure like what size he's in exactly, but now I know. He's like in like 8 or 7/8 right now. And so like I went through and just pulled stuff out that was like underneath size 6, I think it was. I think there's a couple of shorts I left in because I think they still will fit okay and stuff like that. And especially since he doesn't really have a lot of shorts right now. Although there's still laundry down in the basement. And I still gotta do my laundry. But anyways. Yeah, so I went through and pulled that stuff out and organized his drawers and stuff like that. I need to go through and organize Alex's drawers because like his are kind of just like thrown all over the place right now. So I need to go through and organize his next. Maybe that'll be like a next week job when they're not here. And then I gotta finish up the stuff in our closet. But yeah, it's crazy because just like looking at them, it's like, dang, did you really grow that much this summer? Apparently you did. So yeah. Woo. See, I always feel like I don't have enough to talk about, and then I always have plenty to talk about. It's funny how that works. So yeah, what's coming up this week? So I did a poll on my community tab. I'm sure most of you, or I hope most of you saw that, about if you wanted updates on my cross-stitch conversion kit. So I do plan on filming an update. I just need to finish the row that I'm on. I actually have not worked on it anymore since my month in review. So it's still at that point. I will get to it at some point this week. I definitely will. Just because I'm almost done with this one, so I'll make sure to jump in on that one sometime this week. It's crazy. I think it's already Wednesday. This week is actually flying by really fast. So yeah. I do plan on filming like an update of that. I'm gonna wait till I finish that first row and then I will do an update. I still am figuring out how I want to work my updates. Maybe it's like I'll do like a monthly update and be like, okay, well this is where I'm at and stuff like that. Just because it is going to be a long process, it's going to be a long-term project. That's the word I'm looking for. So since it's going to be a long-term project, I'm not, like, I don't want to, like, make myself do an update every, like, couple weeks or something and just be like, oh, yeah, I got this little tiny square done, you know? So I think that's what I'm going to do, just, like, a once-a-month check-in and show you what's going on with it. I am going to have unboxing. I'm probably going to do an unboxing on Friday. Not sure what yet, but maybe I do have a mystery kit that I got, so that one might be up on Friday. I might do that unboxing because I'm going to work on a time lapse of that in October. Or maybe maybe I'll save that unboxing for October 1st and up. I have a bunch of unboxings filmed that I just need to put up, so I will go ahead and just pick one of those and throw those up. And then I'll do like 1st of October will be like the unboxing, and then probably 30 like Halloween will probably be like the time lapse video. I think that's how I'm gonna work it. Yeah, we got some fun plans with this time lapse, so I'm looking forward to trying it out and seeing how we do. But yeah, I'm looking very forward to it. And it's a Dark Fantasy Chris Ortega one that just dropped, so I'm looking forward to working on that. But yeah, I have a bunch of other unboxings. I have more kits too. Like, I went crazy this week. Yeah, like, I watched the first week video, Draws and Chills by Lindsay over at Emeralds and Fairy Lights, and she did like go to the stores and look at the paintings they have. Like, so like she went to like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, and Joann's. And she, like, when she was scrolling through, there was this awesome Hogwarts Castle one that was like got glow in the dark drills and stuff in it, and I was like, oh my god, I need that. And then so I went, oh yeah, we went shopping on Sunday. That's also what we did. Was it Sunday? I think it was Sunday. It was either Saturday or Sunday. But yeah, we went shopping. I went to Joann's and I did find the kit. I do have it. It's actually sitting right here. Give you guys a little sneak peek. Look at that. I'm so excited about it. So yeah, we went shopping for that, and then I got some organization stuff, which I might do a video on that too, because it's like, we went to Dollar Tree and got a bunch of organization stuff, and I think it'd be fun to show you guys what I did with it and stuff like that. So that might be in the works at some point as well. But yeah, like I said, you'll get at least an unboxing on Friday, and I think sometime either over the weekend or on Monday you will see a post review out of me, because I have a couple of those that I still need to get up. So yeah, and then of course, you know, I'm gonna have a post review on this one soon. But I have other, like, older kits that I have to get post reviews up for. I think I have to do Big Sis Stone. Maybe a couple others. I don't know. I had to look through. We have to look through our videos and figure it out. But yeah, so yeah, expect an unboxing on Friday and a post review either sometime over the weekend or on Monday. Still working on like a schedule and stuff like that, figuring out when I want to get stuff up. So yeah. And then, yeah, and I'm streaming on Twitch on Saturday. Over there. So yeah, but that will be it for this video. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Throw me a comment, let me know how your week is doing. Are all your kiddos back to school and stuff? Did you have drama on your first day, like with the first day of school or anything like that? Let me know. And if you did make it to the end of this video, let's do a emoji of like something back to school related, like a school bus or a pencil or like a teacher or something like that. Let's do that kind of emoji. And if you're not already subscribed and you like diamond painting content and you just listen to me ramble about my life for an hour, I think you'll like it here. So you might want to just hit that little subscribe button down there and then hit that bell to be notified whenever I post new videos. Generally I try to post like every other day, but you know, like I said, I'm working on a schedule, but WIP and chats are always going to be on Wednesdays. So at least we have that constant. But yeah, I promise I will get a schedule going here soon. Also, let me know, like, would you guys be interested if I started a Ko-Fi or something like that? I've been kind of toying with the idea because it is kind of like it's kind of like a blog style thing, so I can get more in depth over there and stuff like that. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. I'm curious. And I can't make the decision on my own, so help me. Okay, let me get this one. Boop. Okay. Yeah, keep an eye on my Instagram over the next couple days because you might see a finish of this. Okay, well, that's it. I did all my goodbye stuff, so hope you guys have a fantastic week. Bye.